What's up, guys? Just making a quick little update. Today we are putting in the hood latches, the hood pin latches. Attempting, at least, trying to do this. I am stretching myself beyond my means with this, but hey, that's what you're supposed to do, right? So the way I am doing this is, you can see our little tape lines. This would be the underside structure, the structure in the hood. So we measured from here roughly, from the edge of the hood roughly to the inside here. I just kind of picked a good distance, and I believe it was 6 inches or 5 inches, one of the two, which gave me a good 3/4 to an inch of play before I started touching the support structure, because this area is flat. This area has a big bulgy support area. So I want these to mount in the flat areas. Now, granted, this is a little far than I wanted to mount them. I wanted to mount them kind of over here. I kind of wanted to mount them where the little, whatever the hood bumpers are. But let me kind of show you here. As you can see, there's a lot of support. I would have had to drill a whole bunch of holes through all this, and I just think that would have looked tacky. So we're going a little further in. So we're going to be putting them right around in this area. What I'm going to have to do is I will be making some sort of bracket structure, support bracket, so that the hood pins can mount to. Haven't quite figured that part out yet. I mean, I got an idea in my head of what I want to do. I'm just going to have to... There's a couple places in town that do... what do you want to call it? Like water jet? They do have like a water jet. So I'm thinking about having some cool little brackets made. Not just, cut a bracket with some, with a grinder and blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking about actually having some cool little brackets made, with a water jet machine. And then I'll have to make some sort of support structure. Anyway, that's for another day. This is the more of the pain in the ass. That is not going to be that hard, considering. So, what we got going on here is, I made a template out of cardboard. So, this piece of cardboard was a little bigger. I had this perfectly centered from here to here to here, top and bottom. Everything was perfectly centered on this. I copied my inner structure. As you see, I copied this. I made the outline. My outline is just a hair bigger. This fits nice and snug in here before it was taped on. This fit nice and snug in here. So obviously when I cut my hole, I'm going to cut a little small. But anyway, so I wanted it to sit about like this. So what I did here was I took my angle and I wanted about a 1/4 inch gap between this and the body roll right here. So I just, from the back of this all the way out, I did, because this was like damn near, it was like a ball hair short of a 1/2 inch from here to the outside of this. So what I did was measured 3/4 of an inch out from the center, and then just made a straight line and cut my wood, and put this on here. Now, got my angle right, got it where I want it. Now what I'm doing is, I decided, once again, this is my tape line here, that's the inner structure. This little area right here, that would be where my reservoir cap is. My reservoir cap, so that's where this is. So over here is a little more difficult. I only have, this much room to work with on this side. So I figured this side is the one I need to start with, because I have plenty of room over on that side. Plenty of room. So right here, we're doing this. So then what I did was, I took my straight edge, got it, once again, these are all nice and straight lines. This is a good and straight piece. I held my straight edge up. This is all nice and straight. Held my straight edge up right here. So I measured from here to here, once again keeping the straight edge nice and flat, and then going from a fixed point. So I think I let about 2 inches hang over, and then so from 2 inches out I then took my measurement. So there's my measurement there, and then I did the same thing, butted up against here nice and flat, did my measurement from here to here, and then once again right here kept it nice and flat. This is my other line right here, that's where it ends up. So measured all the way across here. Once again, same thing over here, measured here to here, nice and straight. So what that's going to do is make sure that when I go to that side, first thing I need to do is get my right measurements from here to here. So get this thing up far enough. And then this is going to allow me to make sure that I am on the right section of the hood. I'm just going to basically copy this whole side over there. So hopefully this works out. This is the way that I figured out to do this. It's about it, guys. I don't I did those marker lights and they look great. I've never this is probably the most intricate shit I've ever had to do right here. I never really, I've been around, my stepdad used to build cabinets and stuff and blah, blah, blah. And so I never really paid too much attention. Now I kind of wish I would have when we were doing all this crazy measurements and shit. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and trace this side onto that side. I got these little tiny templates. I got one here. I'll probably end up cutting this. No, I don't want to do that. We'll figure it out. I'm going to set this one over here. And then once I get it all drawn out, I have outlined the hole right here. So this has all been, I took my pencil and I drew the circle right here. So that's there. I think when I'm done, I'll transfer this to this side. Take the templates off after I've drawn the hole. And then I'm going to step back and just see how it looks. And then maybe I should be able to come off this straight line and take a measurement through here. I don't really know. These holes should be pretty well lined up, so maybe I'll just take it from the holes. So go like in the middle of these holes and just try to make sure, do whatever I can to make sure that these are the exact same and this is going to look okay. Because obviously I'm pretty scared to cut two holes in my $500 fiberglass hood. So, all right, y'all, wish me luck. Okay, guys, here we go. So I did my other measurements over here, centered my template. Got my template set up where I needed it. And then I outlined the cutout, the middle. Outlined the middle, drew an outline. And then these, those little things I have. So when you get these, they have a little box in here, and both of the hood pin deals actually slide into the box with the right outline. That's what this is. That's what these are. I just slid the hood pins, drew around them, drew the outline, and then I used my straight edge and cut the both sides, and then I cut the circles. So I made two of those. So then what I did was took this template, set it up on the outline that I made of the interior, set my template on here, and then using the holes as my reference, so I once again I put this on the bottom of the hood pin. Then I took a Sharpie and marked all the holes. Actually, I marked the holes, but while this was still on the back of the hood pin, I drilled the holes out to the appropriate sizes. So these are exactly where they need to be. The hood pins fit perfectly in these because that's the way they came. So they fit real good and snug in this. So all the holes are in the right spots. So then I took measurements using the center to center of these two, and then measured my distance here, which was this. And then I did the same here, center to center, and then using my straight edge, straight line all the way to the side, which was this. Obviously I started on this side first doing that. So center to center, starting with this, straight edge all the way to here, 10.5. And then once again, same here, boom, boom, boom. And then I did one more. These two holes line up. This one does not, as you can tell that just from this. These two holes line up. So I took a straight line, straight shot from these two to here. I even did it here, but I didn't write this one down. I did this one though. Everything, all my measurements from where these are right now are exactly the same on each side. They look pretty good to me. I've already set the hood pins on there. Everything's looking good to me. My measurements are adding up. Obviously I've measured like 3 or 4 times now. Everything's looking great. Just got to do the nerve-wracking part. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna just leave my template here. I have a little Dremel with a little tiny cutoff wheel, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start making little, you know, obviously like I said, I'm gonna go small. I'll go small and then work my way up to the right size. So I mean, I'm not gonna go like this big or anything. I'll probably, you know, do my basic outline, but I just want to leave everything right where it is. So I'm going to try to do my outlines through here, and then I'm going to do everything I can, and then I will start. I'll probably do like halfway through the tape and then halfway through the tape, and then I'll just cut the tape pieces. And so yeah, there we go. Wish me luck, guys. Hopefully the next part will be the holes and everything will be kosher. All right. One-handed. What do you think about that? It's probably not smart, but I wanted to show you guys that I actually do this stuff. All right, guys. That's all she wrote. Installed. And I kind of like them. Look pretty good. I think they look really good.
Standards are the big picture. What does each student need to know and be able to do? I have a passion, but I also have a very broad knowledge
There we go.
in the areas of standards assessment, curriculum.
Flip it open.
26 years of experience in education.
Kind of ugly from the bottom, but pretty dirty too.
And then I was elected to 2 terms on a local school board. This is Stephanie Oakey-Schulte, running for the State Board of Education. It's important for me because
There we go. Hood latches installed. Then you just pink. And see the hood, the pin slides in. Lock it up. Now I just got to figure out how and where I'm gonna mount these. The second part. So, like I said, we're just going to end up making a bracket that brings these out. Oops, sorry. We're just going to end up making a bracket that brings these out a bit. That way we can get it right. So, that's all she wrote. That's a big check off for me. Guess what? Bodywork's done. Now all I gotta do is put the fillers on. Oh shit, no, I got a little chip. When I put the filler on, I was tightening it up. I didn't over tighten it, but a little piece of paint chipped off. So I'm gonna spot prime this. You know, obviously tape everything off, get it all done, and spot prime that. And then when I put the doors on, this was my only casualty. Got a couple little nicks right here, so I think I'm gonna just go ahead and do it all at the same time. Sand all this down, and then do a little spot prime right there. This door was a little off, but now we got it pretty good now. I mean, there's a tiny bit, but I didn't want to get any more because I don't know, we were pushing our luck with that. So it's pretty good. It's everything else. This is all good and flush. Just this is up a little bit. So I don't know what the deal with that is, but pretty good though. Everything's looking real good now. Now I just gotta get everything needs to be sanded. We're gonna be blocking soon, and then that's pretty much it. I gotta order my paint, and hopefully we're gonna try if this weather holds. We're still got pretty decent weather up here, so if this weather holds through the month, I'm hoping to have it painted probably by the end of the month. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, all right, y'all.
I remember when I used to roll a bucket, no ducket to my name and my soul. Hoes used to front everywhere I go.